Hey guys, welcome back. Let's talk a little bit about why you can understand English but you can't speak fluently. So maybe you feel like you can understand natural conversations, you can read complex texts, but when it comes to speaking, you simply can't. You feel shy, you're not confident, you can't remember words, you simply can't speak fluently. Together in this lesson, we'll go through this topic in detail and I'll provide you with tips to help you change the way that you're learning so that you can finally speak English fluently. Now, if this is the first time you're here on my YouTube channel, welcome. My name's Adriana from EnglishTeacherAdriana.com. I help English learners improve their English, boost their confidence, to finally speak English confidently. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on notifications so you know you get that bell when I post my next video lesson here to help you improve your English. Now, before we begin, I'd love to hear from you. Comment below this video, what are you doing at the moment to improve your English fluency? Add in as much detail as you can. Now guys, my experience meeting a lot of you in my Fluency Academy is that a lot of you can understand English. So you're able to understand 50 to 70% of my video lessons. You are able to understand complex text, but when it comes to speaking, you're simply shy, you don't feel fluent because you forget words, vocabulary, you don't know how to speak. Now, one of the main reasons why you feel like this is because you've been learning English the wrong way up until now. Well, hopefully up until now, I hope that we can change the way you're learning English. Now, what do I mean by you've been learning English the wrong way? Now, I want you to go back a little bit and think how you started to learn English. So what was the first thing you did when you said, okay, I want to learn English? What did you do? Most likely, like a lot of my students in the Fluency Academy, you started by learning grammar. So you started learning grammar rules, memorizing rules, completing fill in the blank exercises, and maybe you're an expert. Maybe you can score 10 out of 10 on those grammar tests. You know how to structure sentences in the continuous tense and the perfect tenses when it's in a test format. So you have the verb and you need to fill in the blank exercise. Or maybe you learned by memorizing. So memorizing grammatical structures or vocabulary. So not using vocabulary in context. Basically, you had a long list of words, maybe you even translated, this is another mistake, I hope you didn't do this, but you had those words, you translated them, and you thought, hey, it's enough for me just to know this word means this in my native language, and I'll be able to speak English fluently. Or maybe you even learnt by reciting long texts or sentences. Let me give you an example. I've been a victim of this. Back in high school, I was learning French, and for my VC exam, I had to hold an oral presentation. So there was oral presentation, and I had to talk about deforestation in French. Now, how did I prepare for this? I simply memorized. I memorized that whole paragraph, different paragraphs that I needed for that topic that I need to speak about, but I didn't practice. So I did score high in that section, but now I can't speak French fluently, no chance. And if you've been learning like this by memorizing grammar rules, memorizing vocabulary, even reciting long paragraphs that you don't understand, this is not the right way to be learning. It actually is stopping you from achieving English fluency. Now you may be wondering why, and you may be thinking, okay, Adriana, but I did learn a lot of grammar and vocabulary learning that way. Look guys, like me with my French, I did learn a lot of French, sure. I know some words, I can put together a basic sentence and I can get by, but by no means am I fluent in French. Why? Because by you memorizing, you're not thinking, okay? To be able to speak English fluently, you need to train your brain to think in the English language and to recall that information. So by memorizing a lot of vocabulary, by memorizing grammar rules, completing fill in the blank exercises, by reciting paragraphs, basically you're being very passive with your learning. So you have options there. You haven't had to think too much and you haven't had to do anything in the English language. So if you haven't had to think, if you haven't had to do anything, how do you expect to speak English fluently? Let me give you another example. So with my experience learning the Croatian language, I didn't learn the Croatian language like I learned French. Now, there are two reasons why I learned differently. First of all, I learned French in school, in high school, and I was required to know grammar. I had to know grammar. I had to know vocabulary based on that topic so that I could score high on the test and get a high enter score. Now, maybe you found yourself in that situation in the past. You wanted to memorize like me with my French, you wanted to score high, but now today you want to simply be able to speak, interact, communicate, be there for your job, to meet new people, Basically, you need to speak English fluently. Now, with the Croatian language, I learned differently. I knew my mistakes learning the French language. So I understood that by attending a language course, I'd be forced to again memorize all those grammar rules, memorize all the vocabulary, but I don't know how effective, well, I didn't know back then, how effective it would be for me in the real world. So instead of this, I thought I would train my muscles, okay? So think of learning and speaking a second language fluently. It's like you're training your muscles and you're working out in the gym. So we all have muscles, right? You have muscles. So if you want to be able to lift 10 or 20 kilos, what do? You train. So maybe you start with 5 kilos a day, try to lift it up, then you move and progress to 10 kilos, then you go 15 kilos, and you work your way up. Now, this is the same with being able to speak a language fluently. If you want to speak English fluently, like what I did with the Croatian language, is I practiced every day. So I didn't make long lists, I didn't try to memorize words. What I tried to do was use my language. So I tried to train my brain to recall information, the information that I knew from immersion. So many of you can understand English. If you can understand English, it means that you do know a lot of words. You know a lot of words, phrases, idioms, phrasal verbs, expressions, whatever you want to call it, but you're not using it. You need to be using this knowledge a lot more so that you can speak English fluently. So now hopefully you understand that you need to train your muscles. But which muscle in your body do you need to train? You need to train your brain, okay? Your ability to think and recall, remember information fast. And how can you do this? Now, one of the best ways, I'm sure you already know, is to be speaking as much as possible. Now, I know that you're watching this and you're thinking, Adriana, I'm so shy, I'm so scared. What if I make a mistake? What if somebody laughs at me? And dude, I'm living in Croatia, I'm using a second language on a daily basis. People laugh at me all the time about my accent, if I mispronounce a word. But do you know what? The more you speak, the more you improve, the better you get. And this is just normal. Native English speakers, native speakers of any language make mistakes. You need to cope. Learn how to cope with these mistakes. Learn how to fix those mistakes so that you feel more confident speaking on a regular basis to improve your fluency. Without regular speaking practice, it's impossible for you to speak English fluently. Now, ways that you could practice your speaking skills are simply in front of a mirror, so talking to yourself about your day. You could record a video, okay, teaching somebody something, post it on YouTube or on social media. You could speak, record yourself. You don't even need to share it, but just watch yourself speaking about that topic. You could speak with your friends, your family. You could speak with yourself while driving. There are many opportunities for you to speak. You need to be creative. Create situations so that you can speak regularly. Now, regular speaking practice is very important, but there is another crucial element you need to incorporate in your routine. I want you to think a little bit about losing weight, or maybe training for a race or any sports activity. So you know when you're training for a race, maybe you're training for a tennis match, you're training to run a marathon, you need to exercise, right? But what else do nutritionists and coaches always recommend? They also recommend that you pay attention to what you eat. So you could be training all day, but if you're consuming the wrong nutrients, so you're not getting maybe the vitamins that you need, blah, blah, blah. I'm not an expert in this field. Basically, if you don't have a balanced diet and you're training, you're not going to get the results that you want. Now, this is the same with learning English. If you're speaking, so you're using your mouth muscles, you're thinking, you're training your brain, but you're not writing, it's going to be hard for you to achieve fluency. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, yeah, Adriana, but how can writing really help me improve my fluency? Guys, I want you to go now, get yourself a pen and paper, and try to write down on a piece of paper what you did today. Now, a lot of you most likely will really struggle with this exercise. Now, I need to also tell you, do this exercise in 15 minutes, because by you writing, again, you need to train your muscles, your brain muscles. You're training your brain to recall, remember information, and if you're struggling to do this in written form, you will also struggle to do this in spoken form. So you want to be balanced with your learning, right? You want to speak fluently and you want to be fluent in the English language, then you need to also be writing to train yourself to remember different phrases, to be more active with your learning so that you can finally achieve fluency. One simple thing you could do every single day is to start writing in a diary. Try to write for 15 minutes a day and try it out for about 30 to 60 days, and I guarantee that you will be able to recall and use and remember different vocabulary a lot faster. Now guys, if you do want to change, so you want to be able to understand English and also speak English fluently, you need to change. Change the way that you're learning. Start using the English language every single day. Speak more, write more, use English as much as possible. This is the fastest, most effective way to drastically improve your confidence speaking in English. Now guys, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments below this video, what are you doing at the moment to improve your English fluency? Add in as much detail as you can. Remember guys, if you like this video lesson, please do let me know by smashing that like button. Like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on notifications so that you know you get that bell when I post my next video lesson here to help you improve your English. Continue learning with me by downloading my free audio guide where I share with you exactly what you need to be doing every single day to drastically improve your confidence speaking in English. Thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in my next lesson. Bye for now.